All right, welcome back again. Um, Let me get onto the slide. This is our cryptography and cryptocurrency unit, module 5, rather, unit 2. We're talking about government regulation and taxation, UK aligning crypto capital gains at 18 to 24%. It's important that we understand all this, especially if you're intending to get into cryptocurrency, or at least be able to use it for your own business. Okay, because whether we like it or not, the truth is this: is coming to be part and parcel of us very shortly. Do you think AI and all this that are taking place now, do you think they just started now? They started long ago. Long ago. Okay, and every time we're the consuming part of it. I choose not to be a consumer anymore. What about you? And that's why I'm here to encourage us. So welcome to Passion Place Global Training Institute again. This is our cryptography and cryptocurrency course, and of course I've talked about what we need to learn today. The unit 2 is about government regulation and taxation, UK aligning crypto capital gains tax at 18 to 24%. Of course, we are here as Passion Place Global Training Institute to empower revivalists, uproot ungodliness, and build legacy. So we must always remember the cycle of revival to help us understand God's mission to the world, and for us to know that whatever we're doing is not just to make money for our own pocket, but really to be able to help people come back to the understanding of the gospel, the revival, the gospel of Jesus, and what our roles are. So more about the regulation. This is an introduction. We understand that government is trying to regulate crypto just to protect consumers, okay? And of course, taxation is to ensure that there's a fair contribution to the public revenue, and of course, to be able to provide more services. Okay, UK is trying to align, they are already aligning crypto with traditional assets, and they are building clear rules just to help investors confidence, and their regulation is a way of balancing innovation and risk. Okay, because so that you don't end up going for innovation and losing your money. Taxation anchors legitimacy of crypto. Okay, well, as they said, adoption is shaped by compliance. Once people are, taxation, for those who are into accounting, you'll understand with me that they are all strategic systems in place just to balance stuff. Yes, it takes money from our hand, of course. So UK capital gains tax is called CGT, or the short form. Okay, so they want, if you make profit from selling crypto, it's going to be taxed at 18 to 24%. Okay, 18% for basic tax rate payers and 24% for higher or additional tax rate payers. And it aligns cryptos with shares and property. Okay, so they want your money. Annual capital gains tax allowance has been reduced to £3,000. As of this was done very recently, so I know that to some extent it's up to date, but it doesn't mean that new things might not have happened or new changes might not have taken place. More investors now fall into the taxable brackets, and therefore, HMRC is now requiring accurate reporting. Income tax on crypto. So if you have income from mining, from staking, airdrops, they're all taxed separately. The rates ranges from 0 to 45% depending on your income band in the UK. Okay, so it's treated as earning and it's not treated as capital gains. That's the income tax crypto. Okay, it requires detailed record keeping, and they are tightening their data sharing with exchanges. So they want to collect all your information. Yeah. And they want all those organizations to be transparent, so it's legally enforced on them. Okay, and they are really making use of compliance tools now, and that's why you see, for those who are into business, you will notice that recently they've just, serious changes are taking place on there. Everyday analogy: if you're selling crypto, it looks like you're selling a paint. Okay, or you're selling a painting. So your profit will be taxed as a capital gain. If you're mining crypto, you're earning wages. Okay, your income is taxed as personal rate, at a personal rate rather. And so there's a clear distinction between this investment and work. So there are people that mine crypto, there are people that sell it. Same principles apply to crypto, just like painting, and it simplifies understanding for taxpayers. So regulatory development, UK formally recognizes digital asset as a property. Okay, and therefore they strengthen ownership and theft recovery rights, which is good. New crypto asset rules has been published by HM Treasury, and the firms offering crypto services, they are subject to FCA oversight. That's the Financial Conduct Authority. And draft regulations integrate crypto into financial law, which is already out. Excuse me. Regulation supports innovation while also curbing fraud. And legal clarity boosts institutional adoption. Interesting. They have their own. Let's not talk. Benefit of regulation provides investors protection. Nice one. And it aligns crypto with mainstream finance. Cool. Builds trust in digital assets. Yes. And encourages institutional participation. Of course, they have their own. You understand that. It reduces risk of fraud and misuse. Thanks for the like. God bless you. Okay, and it creates a level playing field. So I understand that aspect. Like, not you can't. Everybody needs to be a participator when it comes to cryptocurrency. So if you're still sleeping and you're in the UK, you don't understand anything about cryptocurrency, or you still believe you're in the body of Christ and it's a liar, and it's all those names that you want to give it, wake up, because they are going somewhere. Okay, it anchors crypto legitimacy. That's the regulation. What are the challenges ahead? There is still uncertainty in regulation within the global market. UK is trying its own. Probably they want to be the boss. Okay, compliance burdens for small investors, of course, because it's quite a lot. So in a way, they're trying to make it a level playing ground. Yeah, but at the same time, I think they just want to chisel out small organizations. Yeah, which is very unfortunate. And it reduces. Reduced tax allowance will increase liability. That's one of the challenges. And there is a risk of discouraging innovation, because if they know that it's going to bring about there's going to be too much compliance and too much of course some registration, which is going to be too much money. You think people want to venture into it, but the truth is, it's better for us, especially as Christians, not to give up. Let's try our best and let's pray about it so that we can open that door, get that armor, and open that door of treasures, and tell them whatever it takes. We are children of God. It doesn't mean you want to go and drink, it doesn't mean you want to go and steal from them, or what's called. You want to understand their regulations and pray for the ability to be able to understand it. And if they want to bring about any rules that does not pay us, that will affect us, we can chisel out the rules in the spirit. Okay, we can tell God we don't want this one, but you need to understand what you are asking for now. Okay, there's need for harmonization across jurisdictions, and education is required for taxpayers. So you see that they're trying to put in some educations, put them out there, and that's why we are here too. Institutional impact: banks and funds, they gain clarity on taxation because they don't know how to go about it. Easier integration of crypto into portfolios, because they want to use it as a form of investment. Okay, they want to be able to help more people, those who can afford it. The compliance framework, of course, will strengthen those people's adoption, those banks and institutions, their own adoption, which will then filter into individuals. Okay, tax alignment reduces stigma of crypto, because yes, there has been a lot of stigmatization. Okay, especially because of the meme coins and all that. Institutions, they value predictability. Okay, regulation drives responsible growth. Yes, I do agree with that, because we don't want scammers to come and just get rid of everybody's money. UK is positioned as a crypto hub. Yeah, future outlook. So make sure you are expecting a stricter reporting requirement. Okay, and this is one of the reasons why we need to engage in the training. You might say to yourself, well, what's my business? I don't even want to get into cryptocurrency and all that. So what if you now get into an organization, you want to purchase something from there, and you need to use their token? What will you do? When Costco started, you are supposed to buy, you know that there are some things that are cheaper in Costco. Which one would you prefer? I want to use egg as an example, would you prefer to go and buy egg? Yeah, you want to go and buy egg that is let's say 12 or 10 for, or even 6. You want to buy, you prefer to buy £2.69 eggs, and let's say you are 4 in your family, or you are 6, and you know, in a week you probably eat like 12 eggs, yeah, you know, 12 pieces, okay, or 24 pieces in a week. Would you be buying it for £2.69, or would you rather go to Costco and pay for that their what's that called, their 1 year Costco card, and enjoy the benefits? That is the way utility token. Remember, I was talking about utility token. That's where it's coming shortly. Okay, so as Christians, we can't cross our legs. We can't cross our legs and cross our fingers. We've got to have an open mind now and be ready. Be ready for it. It doesn't mean yes, we know Christ is coming soon, but listen, while we are here right now, let's use whatever strategy, whatever compliance, whatever regulation they are putting in place. Let's find out how we can use to preach the gospel, gain the money from there, preach the gospel. And remember, I said to you, cryptocurrency is not just about, hey, market goes up, I make some money, I get out. No, we have to think in a professional way. We have to think, let our imaginations run wild now. Cryptocurrency is more than we think. Institutions are integrating it into everything they do now. So we got to wake up, let's begin to understand what goes on. Okay, now it's continually is now, let me say it this way, there's a continued recognition of crypto as of digital or digital asset generally as a property. Okay, as a property. Okay, and therefore institutions now, they are now beginning to diversify across token types. So let's say you have some money, you go and meet an investor or investment companies, they will offer you like Bitcoin, for instance. Yeah, and of course you'll be working with them to say, okay, it's time to get rid of this money because otherwise it might go off. Regulation evolves with innovation, and taxation anchors mainstream adoption. So here is the recap. UK capital gains tax is now aligned at 18 to 24%. Income tax applies to mining and staking. Digital assets recognized as property now. HM Treasury and FCA, they oversee the compliance. Okay, so we have the benefits, clarity, trust, institutional adoption, and the challenges, volatility, allowances, global harmonization. So regulation encourages or ensures that crypto solves real problems responsibly. So you see that it's not so much about just let's make money and go. It's about solving an economy problem. Okay, so that brings us to the end of Unit 2. Other courses we offer include digital business success, mathematics skills, digital evangelism, and more. There's more to come, okay? Like leadership and management, care essential, the Christian way is coming. So if you're an organization looking for training for your young people, we're here for you. God bless you. And that brings us to the end of Unit 2. Now we go on to Unit 3 of Module 5,